we are living in an interesting time. This is Economist going to be published this week. This is their cover. This is how high can this market go? Usually those are the contrarian indicator. Okay, so here we go. There's a disclaimer. You should read it carefully. So there was a big jump of gold last Friday. It actually was a close. If you don't count in inflation a little bit, it's the highest close of gold in history. So I was just chatting with quite a few people, very knowledgeable people out there. Why did the jump? It looks like a short squeeze to me. Actually, I woke up Friday morning, I kind of feeling looks like a squeeze. Squeeze is in play because I know there's a little bank in New York, or New York Community Bank. They probably will bankrupt this weekend, right? If not this weekend, it will be next weekend. They will be taken over by FDIC of United States because they are full of commercial real estate loans, basically empty office building in New York. So they're going to go bankrupt. So for the Fed, you listen to the Fed talk. I mean, all the time, the Fed always trying to push the rate cut further. Every time they talk, we are not ready to cut rate. We're thinking about it, but we're not ready to cut. So they always try to push it further. But a big failure of a bank may force their hand. Maybe they have to cut, right, sooner. So this may happen tomorrow. This may happen, Monday morning before market open, or may happen next week. But you should follow that. This will be a big force coming. The Fed has to consider, there's a certain sector in the economy doing very, very poorly. Okay, so here's I'm running my family asset, so my most job is just trying to make money for my family. So I'm not a particular gold bug. I'm not a silver bug. I invest in different sector. I'm very proud that I would take some credit for my friend at Crescott that they were in biotech. So actually I met with Tavi and Kevin a year ago. We talked about biotech situation. And then they like it. They seem to like it. So now you can see in the Crescott podcast, they talk about biotech. I did extremely well in biotech. Last year, I picked #1 stock in the market in the USA listed. Okay, so it's not AI, it's not chip or whatever. It's my stock called Seleno Therapeutic. It's the biotech. It's 20 bagger. Well, I got 10 bagger. The stock went 20 bagger, so I didn't catch the last 10. This year, I'm also doing extremely well in biotech. So that's some of the hesitation I have is, should I just continue to leave money in biotech, let it double, triple for me this year, or I push more money into mining? That's a tough one. So far I'm thinking is I'm watching the gold market. If it breaks out, I can bring more and more money into this. So far, I'm more intent to keep, because it's a really start of a bull market. Okay, so I want to make double, triple, at least double, triple my money. I'm very confident. Sometime on a good year, I can even tenfold my money in a certain sector. I've done that before. And the mining, it just seems like just about 6 to 12 months behind biotech. You see, biotech last year, when they raised money, stock crashed. Similar to mining company right now, you raise money, you got punished. But this year, different. Raised money stock went up 50% because they couldn't get enough. They're chasing it. So you think that this momentum, that people's sentiment can change on a dime. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you need to prepare for coming gold market. Of course, I'm trying to calculate when the silver will take out. And I have a bet with one of the silver company CEO here. My bet is by July 7th of this year. We'll see. So I could be wrong, but this is me and the CEO of the biotech company. I was first congratulate them. It's not in many languages, even in Japanese, people put it, this #1 stock is mine. I hope, I have another #1 this year. So the Fed will cut rate this year. As I said, the Fed is trying to push the rate cut further and further away. Okay, but they may not have a choice. That's what I show you. This is the this rate, this is they are looking at, the Fed are looking at all the inflation rate is going towards their target. It's been bouncing around 2%, over 2% in the past two readings. So it's around that target. So they have reason to cut. And this is another very interesting thing. It's even Fed hasn't cut yet, the liquidity already pivot. Liquidity already, the tightness, the real tightness of the fund already start going down. As you can see, in the past cycle, this actually start going down, and then we go to recession. That's when gold take off, okay? So if you follow that playbook, gold is probably, I'd say 6 to 18 months away from taking off, okay? I know Brian Longdon has been talking about weeks or months. I hope he's right. I really hope. But from historical pattern, if you look at that, the liquidity just turn, and then it will, the pivot fund rate has turned. You see, multiple times, okay? And then it come with this is major recession, 2008. The COVID recession is unexpected. It's a black swan, right? So what's going to happen next? Is there going to be a tough recession, or is maybe no recession, or some less recession? That's a question mark. But if you look at that, the turn of this pivot of the liquidity seems to be historically telling us seems to be a little bit further away from gold rally, but it could happen sooner. So that's what I say. I mean, I agree the market is overvalued, especially big tech. But I also want to warn people, just because the big tech goes higher, price go up, that means they will crash, okay? I mean, if you look at just look at the back, the pivot point, it's like from stock market crash, it's like a year away. If you really look at it, right now we are to the crash. So it's not imminent. That's the point I'm trying to make. And then for the big company, they avoided all the pain of raising rate, high interest rate, because they have a very strong balance sheet. That's why the market is not stupid. That's why they are chasing it. Now they're chasing the performance. I push the big cap to all-time high. That's the problem. But that doesn't mean it's imminent they will crash. But anyway, I'm just trying to say, I don't have too much time, so I just say there's certain sector of the economy doing terribly. Commercial real estate, auto loan, you can see that. Certain area is doing very well. Nothing happened as if, right? But auto loan, credit card, subprime auto loan, and the commercial real estate, CMBS is a serious problem. That's why we could have a bankruptcy announcement as early as tomorrow or Monday morning before the market open. If that happened, actually, I think it will be positive. Because if looks like, I'm just talking to friends, Friday is short covering, and the next week coming, they may push down gold again. But if we really have a big bankrupt this weekend, we may really break out. Gold may push it higher to 21 and beyond. Yeah, it's really possible. So this just tell you the huge money on the sidelines, $6 trillion. I was chatting with my good friend David Morgan. I said, $6 trillion on the sideline. What if this money coming a little bit towards silver? The silver will be triple digit, right? So, and then you can see that when the Fed start cutting the interest rate, then the money coming back to the market, especially to the junior. Junior right now is dying from money. So people will chase. That's what I see. That's what I saw the problem in other sectors like biotech last year, and this year is completely different. So 6 months, 12 months from now, the juniors will be the heroes, and people will chasing them to invest. People's sentiment, investor sentiment can change on the dime. That's something I want to warn to you. So this is another technical chart by Carter Worth at CNBC. You think it go to 3,000? I think it's a good number. Okay, this is another one. So gold contango, gold in the severe contango. And usually means gold will take off. But if you look at the time, I cannot go too much detail. If you look at those time frame, it's not immediately. Historically, it's even later this year take off, even next year take off is normal. It's within historical mean, okay? We've seen that before. So this is my strategy. I was just talking about, I would just stay. I'm buying producer. I start buying big producer last week in my newsletter. I've been buying, Oceana Gold. I've been Wesdome. I'm buying the Victoria. I mean, all these came down along. I tried to buy K92, but they didn't drop to my target, right? Though these are 3 of the 4 I used to make a lot of money for me, and then they went up. I sold much higher price, and I'm sold at double digit, trying to buy back single digit, those kind of things. So I'm trying to look for solid producer to buy and hold. I think we are close to a takeoff, major takeoff. Okay, this is China gold rush. A lot of people just say Chinese buying gold. There are 2 factors of the same story, but some people only remember one side. This is the Chinese central bank is buying. This is real because all the Russian dollar was confiscated, right? So they political reason they need to buy gold. There's another fact of the Chinese buy gold. It's average people like you and me, maybe half of our age. Okay, maybe like this young gentleman here. A lot of young people are buying gold. I show you a little bit why they are buying gold. Okay, so this is another one, Chinese ETF. ETF is, you can see they're aggressively accumulating, just opposite of our gold ETF, which is going down, right? Holdings, they're going up. And the premium is very high. A lot of people think a premium, they will bypass capital control. But China has capital control for years. Why they spike last year? It doesn't explain that. That means people are buying gold. The key is Chinese housing market. Right? There are a lot of people asking me, actually Chinese friends asking me, is it time to buy? Because it's cut in half, it's getting cheap. But if you look at this chart, you think it's at least 3 years away from bottom, real bottom. Because even though the new housing start down significantly, the housing under construction is still very, very high. This takes at least 2-3 years to digest. So that's facing the Chinese investor like you and me in China right now. They have negative interest rate, the housing market going down, which is traditional, they are safe haven. So I just want to quickly, I was in China months ago. I mean, have a hotel, has a little water view of ocean, but they were blocked by this building. I said, why? It's really annoying, block my view. And then it's dark at night, so I realized something is strange happening. So what it turned out, I went to the ocean side, went to the beach, and look at what happened. So it's an empty building. Looks really nice. So I'm just telling you, the housing market is really, really terrible in China right now, but it's not completely terrible because China has run huge trade surplus. I don't have too much time, and then China's automobile export is going through the roof, including overtaking #1 in Mexico already, right? So just only past 2-3 years. So there are certain area is very bad, certain area very good. So I think the negativity on China is so bad. Actually, I start buying Chinese investment. Okay, I was telling people, for the record, telling people not to buy China stock for 20 years. Past 20 years not to buy, but then start buying. I think people are just thinking, everything is bad. It's not completely bad. Okay, so I just trying to get a point across. Gold is become a safe haven for average Chinese investor, as well as Chinese central banks, and for different reasons. Both are buying at the same time, while we are selling. The real rate system, I want to talk about silver. Okay, the silver, this is a diagram I want to get. I mean, because I've been battling, a year ago I was here, I talked about, I said, Silver Institute, your estimate was wrong. And then Peter, was here earlier. He put that it is wrong, right? They're off by 50 million ounce of demand. So from there, what they have there, their picture isn't too bullish. So I have to find report that's really people really use silver, use solar panel. That's from China. You can see the deficit of silver we haven't seen in the past 100 years. Okay, you have to go back to 1950 to see this type of deficit. What happened in 1950? 1960s, we run out of silver. We used to have a silver coin in the United States. Silver dollar, silver quarter, it's gone in the 1960s because we don't have enough silver for the silver coin. So this is the same situation in the 50s. The silver deficit is real. and it's going on. So that's why I want to invest in silver. So on the solar panel, I made a correct prediction. Last year, have a huge surge of solar panel, but this year there will be a big consolidation. I heard some solar panel are going to go out of business this year because it just overbuilt. There is about 100 gigawatts sitting in a warehouse in Europe, hasn't been installed because they bought too many. So that's why there's a huge drop in the growth rate. Okay, it's not drop in the solar panel total production, but the growth rate dropped from 70% to 20% estimate, which is about industry, right now giving the estimate. However, there is a big surge in TOPCon. I highlight this TOPCon. What TOPCon does is it put another layer of silver on top of solar panel so the light can bounce back and forth in between that to have a higher recovery of the energy, to have a more output. So this technology uses up to 25% more silver per solar panel. Okay, so this one is going up significantly. You can see from 29 to 60. 66 is, I got the latest. 66% solar panel this year will be the high silver content solar panel. So in net to net, we still have growing silver demand of solar panel. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to make. And this is another very famous trend force. You probably heard of it. Very famous force, very famous firm. They made a prediction last year. They think the TOPCon will be about 40-something percent, 50%. Now it's 66. I'm just telling you, the number keep going up and going up. So the key, the wild card is the solar panel cost is going down so fast. Okay, this is the 2022 and 23. And 24 will be cut in half again. So the wild card for this year is in the second half of this year when the inventory got digested for last year and then the demand really pick up. Okay, not government mandatory. It's just real demand. You go camping, you need some solar panel. Maybe you go to beach, your beach umbrella can be some solar panel. And I mean, I don't know, just people you can think. There's many, many different applications can be used, especially those places that has no electricity infrastructure. I have my friend in Puerto Rico. They have constantly power outage. So solar panel plus battery is a good solution. So EIA report solar become number one. This is the ANZ report, the one we point out last month. So 50% of industrial use will be 2025, which is a year away from now. 50% of it just keep going. Let's go. And the silver long-term chart, from the chart, you really don't see much. You don't see much. What do you see? You see that the speculation is very, very low. There's a fund that not in the silver, even in the metal, no. You look at the chart. So another one I really like to talk about platinum. I don't think I have enough time. So, but it's the same story, but the platinum is primary mine, right? Primary producer in South Africa. But the silver is a co-product, right? It's different. It's half of the South African platinum mine is not making money. We will have severe shortage in 3 years to come. If you hold it, I think it's better, do better than 5%. So that's money on the sideline. That's where we are. You want to look at. And the copper inventory is very, very low. Chinese copper inventory. So I want to go back to my conclusion. We are in still, I believe, in the super cycle of commodity. Okay, so modernization of the world. You see China exporting all these $10,000, $15,000 new car, brand new car, okay? US, 10 to 15, and then they go price drop 10% each year, 15% each year. So those are all these countries, they love it, like Mexico or the other developing country. Not here because for political reason, right? Elon Musk said if Chinese automobile can come into the United States, will bankrupt all the big three. Because their cost is so low, but they spread the market much bigger. People enjoy driving new cars. So that will require more copper, more silver, and all the other related materials. So that's why I believe we really, for industrialize the world, we are in the super cycle, and then gold, we're just looking for gold to break out. People ask me precise time. I don't have precise time. As I said, within next 6 to 18 months, it's within historical range. And I see gold to 3,000 and silver, I do not agree with quite a few people who are here. They think silver is spiky, silver is spike. No. This time around, I don't think silver is spike. It'll probably go spike high, but it will stay high. Because when copper go from 70 cents to $3, people think it's a spike. It stay that way because industrial demand will keep the price high, which I believe so. Okay, so let's finish up, and then the super cycle, this chenpix.com, that's where you find additional information.